In this video, I'm going to show you how Fix Your Funnel's call monitoring service can help you optimize the sales conversation that your prospects are having with your company when they call you. I just logged into Fix Your Funnel. You see here there's a list of current recordings that are available. These are recordings that happened as people called into our phone line and hit certain points where we're recording the call. So I can quickly play them back. You also see we have a InfusionSoft contact ID. By clicking on the contact ID, I can be taken straight to that contact record. Any details I need to on the contact, obviously. So let's go and look at how call monitoring is managed. Okay, what you see here is a phone number that we have set up for one of our businesses, and you can see that we've created a little bit of a tree here. The first step that we let people have when they call into our phone number is we give the caller options. Now you'll notice here that we apply a tag when someone calls into our phone line. So as soon as somebody calls in to our number, what happens is we check their incoming number against our InfusionSoft database with Fix Your Funnel. And we see if that phone number already exists in any of the 5 phone fields within our database. If they do, then we start using that contact record to apply tags and follow-up sequences to automate processes. InfusionSoft, with their new campaign builders, made it so that InfusionSoft is actually listening for tags in order to initiate these campaigns that you'll build in Campaign Builder. One of the ways that you can kick off one of these new campaign builder sequences is by listening for a tag. So if someone calls in and a tag is applied, you actually can kick off then some automated sequences that will happen as a result. So this is really key because this makes Fix Your Funnel's call monitoring even more dynamic because of the way that we apply tags based on the caller's interaction with your phone. If the phone number is not recognized, we create a new record and we start working with that. So you'll see here at the first step, we play a greeting, which is an audio. You can upload MP3s or you can do our text-to-voice functionality. We indicated the number of digits that would be available, so we were just using 1 digit, so 1 through 9 or 0 through 9, and then we applied a tag, which is a new call. Because we used the Give Caller Options section, we were able to give them the ability to press 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you see right here, if they press 1, we record the caller, and so this was a voicemail that we were using to make sure that we tracked all the requests appropriately. So we added a title to the note because whenever we record a caller, we're able to put that recording in the contact record as a note. So there'll be a little link in there. Not only do you have access inside your Fix Your Funnel interface, but you also have access inside of InfusionSoft in the form of a note. But the note has a title of whatever you indicate, so you can quickly identify what that is. You also notice we apply a tag when someone presses 1. So when they first call in, they get this tag, and when they press 1, they get another tag. If the person needed help and we were forwarding them to our office number, which is what's happening here, you can see that there's the number that it will forward to, a tag that will be applied, and then the recording. So we are recording the actual phone conversation that happens, and we give the required announcement for legal purposes. That's built into the system, so you don't have to think about that. That automatically happens whenever you're recording a portion of the live phone call. And finally, we had another place where people could get to the team directory. And so we did another Give Caller Options. You can see that you could build this into an infinite number of options. And we can do another tag based on them pressing 4. And then they would have a recording that tells them about the options that they have. Then they could choose again from a number of the team members. And based on their selection, then they would be directed to the voicemail box for those team members. In this situation, we weren't intending to forward them to the actual individuals on our team, but rather to record messages to their contact record, which then what we do is we use the tag to populate a list that then each of our members of our staff can see when they have calls come in, and we have someone monitoring all of those incoming messages to make sure they never slip through the cracks. So this is just one example of how you could use call monitoring. But this specific one, number 3, forwarding to the caller, is where the real value comes in for your company, because you can record the calls that come in and be able to monitor how the person that's receiving that call is interacting with the client, and actually listen to the call and then give feedback and critique or perhaps even change positions if it's not a good match. This is Fix Your Funnel's call monitoring service. We look forward to optimizing profits for you as you utilize this service to monitor how your staff is interacting with your prospects and clients. So here I am in InfusionSoft's new campaign builder. So let's say that you sent out a direct mail piece as an example, and you want to run some actions based on indicated interest. So let's say that perhaps you uploaded your list inside of InfusionSoft so that you could be able to track who's responding and how. And so you wanted to see who indicated interest by calling in off your direct mail piece, because that was your primary method for getting interest. Well, so we click here on the goal method and we change this to tag applied. As you can see on our conversation, here we have different tags applied. So let's say that the person called and they indicated that they were a new lead by pressing 3 on our initial greeting, and they get the new user lead tag applied. And so now that this tag is applied, now we can start to run a sequence based on that. Now I may want to have an alternative sequence if just in case they've called in before, which case I create this little logic point. And I could even add a third indicator, which would be for a customer. Now I can come over here and edit my logic. So here you can see that I've indicated for our different campaigns, first time caller, they would not have the membership and they would not be a prospective user because they wouldn't have been tagged. Returning caller would have been already marked as a prospective user, but it would not be an actual user. And then a customer would already be marked as a user. So I want to go back. And so you can see now we can indicate and as a result divide up where we send the caller in terms of action sets. So for a returning caller and a first time caller, I'm going to have a very slightly varied message going out, but let's go ahead and look at what we'll do here. So what we'll do here is we'll create an opportunity for a first time caller. I'm not going to go through setting all this up, but you get the idea on that. And for a returning caller, I want to do some process. I want to make sure that we create a task so that something's done to follow up on where that opportunity is headed. For an existing customer, I may just want to apply a note or create a task. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how now we can use the phone to actually be the front line of actually indicating and automating a lot of this follow-up that's going to occur using the new campaign builder.